The product cycle for the Galaxy S and Galaxy Note is totally different. The new Note tends to arrive in the summer, while the Galaxy S is usually sold just after Mobile World Congress in March. That means that the Note 4 is a slightly more advanced phone than the Galaxy S5. It's also a bit more expensive. But the most striking difference between the two is the size. The Note is a larger 5.7 inches, while the Galaxy S is 5.1 inches. The Note has a high resolution too, opting for a Quad HD screen at 1440 by 2560, while the S5 has a 1080 by 1920 Full HD screen. Don't forget too that the Note range has an S Pen, a versatile tool that allows you to write and draw on the screen, and also has the ability to turn your handwriting into text. Both phones run KitKat out of the box, but both are also in line to get an update to Android Lollipop at some point in the future. It's not totally clear when that will happen yet, but the phones will let you know when you can download the new version. In the UK, the Note 4 is offered with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 chipset. In some countries, it's powered by Samsung's own Exynos chips. The S5 uses a slightly less powerful Snapdragon 801, but the differences between the two are pretty small. The Note has 3 gigs of RAM, while the S5 has 2 gigs, but both are powerful enough to make apps smooth and enjoyable. And Samsung's TouchWiz interface has improved constantly too, and it's a lot faster these days than it used to be. Internal storage on the Note is 32 gig, and the S5 comes in 16 and 32 gig versions. Both phones are owned at those keen on fitness. Both have a heart rate monitor, but the Note 4 adds a UV sensor to detect levels of ultraviolet from the sun and blood oxygen monitor. Samsung ties these features into its excellent S Health app, which enables you to monitor your steps and keep track of your diet and other things. It's a really good selling point for Galaxy range, and it sets it apart from the other brands. The camera is excellent on both of these phones too. The Note 4 adds optical image stabilization too, which should help you get crisp shots in low light. Both take 16 megapixel stills though, and both offer 4K recording of video at 30 frames a second. You can record 1080p at 60 frames a second, and if you want slow motion, there's also a 720p shooting mode, which offers up to 120 frames a second. So which to buy? If size is an issue and you need a smaller phone, then the S5 offers many of the same features for the Note 4 in a more compact form and for a slightly lower price. That said, the Note 4 isn't much bigger overall and offers some really terrific advantages over the S5. The S Pen is great, and the phone's luxurious metal construction feels more sturdy. The Note is the better phone, but the Galaxy S5 is still a great handset.